I dreamed that someday I would take my wonderful 5 adult grandchildren on a trip to a totally different culture where we would experience life together, not only as a tourist, but as participants. And the opportunity arose when my daughter moved to Haiti to become director of foreign aid agency, nonprofit, and her area covered was not only Haiti, but a Dominican Republic and Cuba, which many of us had wanted to visit for many years and anxiously awaited permission to do so. So she and her husband did the groundwork for us in setting up this wonderful trip, and my dream has become a reality.
Yo soy bueno y como bueno, moriré de cara al sol. Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera.
Her agency was able to match almost to a T the combined experiences in training, education, talent, interests of my grandchildren, as well as my own, with the needs of a community. And so our first experience was working with the community in Santa Clara. We stayed in bed and breakfast, and we were at the church, a wonderful group of human beings who welcomed us with wide open arms. They didn't know what to expect, neither did we.
Con su presencia,
We're super happy to have you here.
que nos hayan escogido a nosotros de tan lejos para pasar la Navidad.
That you have chosen us from really far away to pass your Christmas with us.
Ha sido un regalo de Dios.
This is a gift from God, so thank you.
My grandson, the organic farmer, brought seeds to plant and to help them in their gardening.
Cardón de ortigas cultivo una rosa blanca. Guantanamera.
Two of my grandchildren were helping with piano lessons, which I did part-time, and worked with their church chorus to prepare a program. My son-in-law, who's a very talented videographer, and one of his sons, who's studying film, did some wonderful videography so that we would never forget, nor would these people, that we had been there. Each of us had a specific thing that we worked with. I watched as my male children attracted youngsters from the area who became their best buddies while they were there. We did a program with the chorus from the church on Christmas Eve. And participating ourselves.
Dashing through the snow, horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way.
We had a church dinner, which we were responsible in great part for, and it was just a wonderful experience.
Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera, cultivo una rosa blanca. En julio como en enero, para el amigo sincero.
There were so many kisses and so many hugs that it is difficult to talk about the effect on all of us.
El corazón con que vivo y para el cruel que me arranca. El corazón con que vivo.
The Che Guevara Museum was outstanding. and very moving. As an older person, it gave me a totally different perspective on the entire revolution. When we came to Havana for the last leg of our journey, there was all the excitement of a vibrant city, even though the economy, I'm sure, is not terrific. But nonetheless, the music, the architecture, the museums, again, the people, the food, everything was a new experience for us. The whole atmosphere of the city is more energetic, I think, than I expected. And we found ourselves enjoying stumbling through the brick-laden streets and eating new foods in new places, sometimes climbing 2 flights of stairs to find it. One of the most hilarious things to do was to get into an old Chevy or an old Buick, or maybe I think there might have even been a Pontiac. Beautifully kept cars, shiny and bright. And it was like going back to the 50s when my dad had cars like that. And here we were driving around in them. And I could not believe that there were so many on the streets, and they all ran. The other treat for us was to hop in a little cart that was, had a nice top to it so you didn't get sunburned. And it was pedaled by someone on a bike. Or you could do a horse-drawn cart. And you don't see those on the streets in Iowa City. It was great fun. It was like an adventure. There's a sexuality, I think, to a lot of the Latin music that is really obvious in the jazz of Cuba. It awakens all kinds of senses. I don't mean just sexual, but it's got not just the Latin beat, but it's got some passion and musical meaning behind it. I normally can pick up what I hear, and I think about replicating it. A lot of this stuff I couldn't. But each group that we heard, and again, there was a proliferation of music. You went to any restaurant in the main squares from 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning until 3 in the afternoon when we were around. And each place you could sit down and order a coffee or a water and listen to the music. Even on the street, there was one man who looked older than God, who came by with the maracas and wanted to know if I would like to play with him. They involve the audience. And it's very easy to be involved because it's so rhythmic and it's so passionate. It was great music. That was my favorite thing to do. And of course, they all wanted to sell tapes afterwards, and I was happy to buy some. I will not forget that music, and it has inspired me to learn to play some of it. It was just a very exciting and invigorating place to be. We were, of course, exhausted, but it's a kind of exhaustion where you have learned a lot, you've gained a lot, and perhaps we've given something back. We learned, they learned, and the nicest thing I heard was, you need to know that we love Americans. We don't hate you at all. It was a dream fulfilled.
Guajira, Guantanamera,